Very good morning to our RANsquawk listeners. Welcome to the European Rundown for today, Tuesday the 8th of February. Just going through 11 o'clock now here in London and a check round the markets. And one of the major things which we've just seen hit the wires in the last few minutes has been a unscheduled hike in the interest rates by the Chinese central bank. They've lifted both the lending and deposit rates by a further 25 basis points. That's to become effective from tomorrow. Again, it is the Lunar New Year holidays in China, something which was speculated that they could potentially raise rates, and this was unscheduled and has knocked stock futures off the best levels and briefly seen WTI crude drop below $87, and the fast money also weighed on bond futures on the release. Most of that move has now been retraced. Other than that, the other real main focus point here in Europe has been that on the latest 7-day refinance operation from the ECB, where roughly around 157 banks bid on the allotted amount from the ECB in 7-day money. That was lower than the expected 195 and a considerable drop on the previous of 213 billion last week, and as such that has lifted the euro in the currency markets. And before the Chinese surprise central bank hike, that did also lift stock futures as well. Other than that, equities are in minor positive territory here in Europe. Just particularly want to focus on the car makers. Some talk that Daimler may well be looking to sell up their EADS stake has helped lift them, as well as good car sales for January for both VW, Audi unit and also BMW, as well as Toyota overnight in Asia raising their full year forecast has helped those car makers in Europe stand out in particular. Looking forward then in terms of the rest of the session and the things to come from the US, we're going to be eyeing the Redbook and ICSC numbers. IBD tips as well takes focus, but before that we'll also be eyeing the latest in the German industrial production, given some of the weakness we had in the factory orders yesterday. In terms of fixed income as well, do note the US Treasury will be conducting their first of 3 auctions this week with 72 billion on tap. They'll be doing the 3-year notes. That'll be for $32 billion later on in the session. So that concludes the opening morning wrap here in Europe. We'll have another update at the European cash equity close. So for the time being, have yourself a great trading day.